Hi Leo, and welcome to your October 2021 general reading. So, thank you for all the support you gave me last month, guys. It was almost quite, the prodigal return. It was absolutely beautiful. So, thank you. Your Lenormand is the compass. Very interesting, Lenormand to get, because maybe there's a sense of, the compass talks about that inner direction. And I wonder, so some of you might have had events that have caused a little bit of disturbance of your place in the world. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So I'm talking to a screen, but there's a feeling and a desire to have your true north. So your true north is your north node in your birth chart. But I think sometimes it's deeper than that. It's that sense of being rooted. And I think maybe what's happened to some of you is have had a big shift. So after we have a big shift, like the big shift tends to be like the Tower card or Uranus energy. We need a period of being resettled to connect with our deeper knowing, okay? So either that, or some of you are looking for this compass. There's a desire to, we have until the end of December to really make as many breakthroughs as we can. So some of you, it might be the opposite. You're looking for this sense of new direction. So any changes you can make between now and December, because after Jupiter leaves Aquarius, it's not that we can't make changes, guys, but it'll be a little bit harder. So my advice, don't do anything with urgency, because nothing with urgency is done well. But sometimes this is closing your eyes and tuning into your belly and just asking, where is the sense of direction, the sense of knowing, and trying to tune into it. Let me find out more. It's very funny. You only got one Lenormand. A couple of signs have had a couple, and you just seem to have one, which means this sense of needing to find your compass must be the priority. You've got two flying cards. Six of Wands and the World card. Yeah, so the World card, that's a funny one with the compass. It's that sense of, it's almost a sense of, it's like the ground under your feet. The World card is a Saturn card. It's the ending of a cycle. It's also about being very rooted in the four corners. And the four corners, self, other, inner relationship, roots, and your place in the world. And that seems to be what, that described it better than I could describe with that compass card. And maybe I'm struggling putting it into words because it's beyond the mind. Especially with a Leo, it's going to be your heart that's your compass. I would say head and heart, to tell you the truth. But let me have a look. Let me find out what this sense of compass is about. It is about intuition. It's about the knowing. Yeah, because what you want is the Moon card. Yeah. A sense of, the Moon card is about belonging. It's the fourth house in our birth chart, which is about family, but it's also about being familiar. It's that knowing, that sense of, what's that sense of? Just a sense of everything being okay. When the moon's not okay, it's very, very hard to be okay. And the gift is the World card. Oh my God, Leo. The challenge is the Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands is a challenge. It means that you're in the Five of Wands, which means you're in a sort of a little bit of angst and a little bit your head saying one thing, your heart saying another. But let's carry on. Relationships, you've got the Magician. Nice card to have in your relationships. It means there's a lot of power building. Sometimes you can't always see it with the Magician. It's it's like a seed that pops up, but there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of focus, there's a lot of desire to push through something. Money and work, you get the King of Cups. Queen of Pentacles at soul level, yeah. There's something about the moon and the ground under your feet going on here. And it's almost a question is, it doesn't have to be about belonging. Sometimes it might be, but it might just be, it's about feeling rooted, feeling grounded, that sort of thing. And then you get the Queen of Swords as the outcome. Observer mind, the 360-degree vision. This is the mind of the sage, whatever that means. It's like the sage is able to see the bigger pattern. So when we're able to see the bigger pattern, we don't tend to get lost in the details. It's like, right, there's something, what is the bigger picture? You know, trying to see the whole city rather than just the pebble. Because there's definitely, look, this compass, the moon and the Queen of Pentacles at soul level. So the Queen of Pentacles is about having the earth under your feet. That's it. Yeah, being rooted, being grounded. And what you're looking for is the moon. And there's some very deep connection here. Gosh, I'm finding it really hard to put into words because it's beyond words. It's like, where do I put my roots down? Is that what it is? Or how is my unit? How is my sense of belonging? Anyhow, the gift is the World card, and this World card is what's helping you get the sense of... The World card is the last in the whole deck, so it means the completion of a cycle. That's what the World card is. And the World card is the 4 quadrants. So it's not only about family, it's about my place in the world. It's not only about my relationships, it's my relationship with myself, okay? It's a major accomplishment card, to tell you the truth. And it's looking right at this moon with this Queen of Pentacles. So extremely, extremely powerful set of cards. And it's all to do with that sense of this compass. It's like you're trying to... Because it's clarified with it's clarified with, oh, it was the Empress, but the Empress is turned into the Tower card. There's this sense, Leo, that's really powerful for me. It's about, where do I put my focus? Where do I root myself? Because the World card is the gift, this isn't as much about, I mean, it is about outer achievement. That's part of our reason for existing, is to bring something into the world, yeah? Not only children, and it is the gift, so that is going really, really well. And it's actually helping you feel a little bit more grounded, a little bit more safe. Now the Tower is Aquarius energy. And there's definitely a sense of, I think this is about picking up. There's like a huge shift in consciousness happening here. And it's all to do, your place in this world is, you know, everything's in process. So if you've only got half the jigsaw, you'll get the full jigsaw in time. That's what the World card means, okay? Allowing the jigsaw to complete itself, but there's something to do with belonging here. You might get some epiphany, but I think because the 6 of Wands is the challenge, you're still in a period of uncertainty, guys. That's what the 5 of Wands represents. It represents almost like being, the best way to describe it is, I'm overlooking a black hole. I love the 5 of Wands, by the way. But it creates change through a little bit of friction. And this is really, really all I think this is about place in the world. If not about place in the world, it's about, because of that compass, it's definitely this sense of, ooh, where is my true north? Where is my, where's my belonging? What's familiar to me? We all seek our moon, because the moon is a sense of something being familiar, okay? And I think some of you have probably had a little bit of a shift, a platonic, probably quite a big shift, either in family life, in location. Yous who have not are probably desiring it. Because as I said, between now and the end of December, really important to make shifts. Because the Six of Wands is a challenge, you might still be in a state of a little bit of uncertainty. But the uncertainty, if you can manage it a day at a time, it's actually a really powerful card, the Five of Wands, because it creates this desire for change. And even though it's quite intense, it's not a bad card, whatever that means. Let me carry on. So the Magician card is in your relationships. So there's a lot of energy building here between you and whoever you're involved with. Magician is real strong power. You might not always see it. The Magician quite often appears like a month down the line, that there's real wisdom or real energy building up. But sometimes you can't see a seed until it's popped through. Sometimes that's what the Magician's about. So I think there's a lot of energy for change in your relationships. And if you've got someone in your life and you think, oh, not much is happening there, it is happening. Trust me. The Magician works from the inside out. I mean, look at the image. The power comes from within and then it manifests outwards. You got the King of Cups in your money and work. So the King of Cups is, the cups are all about our emotions. And the King of Cups is like the great way and the learning about not to go into extremes. So, most of us, I get what I want, wonderful. I don't get what I want, despair. Really, really. So we live our lives in this mad, crazy, it's almost like a puppet. The King of Cups, no. The King of Cups is the boss of his own world, which means he gets to dictate his sense of joy, his sense of achievement, and he is this very, very regal energy. I love seeing that for you, by the way, Leo. It's almost a sense of, I didn't get what I want, or I got what I want, and both are the same. And that's a pure leader of the Aquarius age. So we don't get high when we're recognised and low when we're not recognised. We learn to stay in the center point. Yeah, and the center point is the heart. Yeah. So this King of Cups, this might be about regulating the emotions, becoming the king. And becoming the king is, I'm in charge of my emotional body. I get to choose what success and failure is for me, not an external authority. And then, my dear Leo, we are free. We belong to our own self. And then Queen of Pentacles at a soul level, rooted, grounded, anchored. And then you get the Queen of Swords as the outcome. So the Queen of Swords gift is her 360-degree vision. She's got this eagle-eyed vision. So she doesn't get lost in detail. She sees the bigger pattern, how things are evolving over a process of time. Because everything evolves over the process of time. And as I said to this beautiful person, if you haven't got all the jigsaw put together yet, it's in process of becoming put together. And that's the vision of the Queen of Swords. There's something really powerful going on here, and I feel I'm not doing you justice. And I know that's not the case, but it's something to do with that compass and the moon. because the moon is that part of us that's lived forever. You know, that intuitive sense of knowing what's right and what's right and what's wrong for us. Not that's a little bit what the moon's like, and it seems to be you're trying to access the energy of it to be this compass. Give me a little bit more awareness of the moon, because it would help me. So what's the moon saying? Okay, you got the birds card. There's too much mind interfering with your intuitive process here. And if you haven't got the answer to everything, Leo, it's because the answer's not ready to be revealed. And I know that's can be a really scary way to live our lives, because the mind seeks certainty. But we are moving into a whole new era, and I mean, I think the trick to it is the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, all the queens and the kings, but to be rooted in the body, to be rooted in the here and now, to no longer be controlled by, I mean, I guess most of you know it. Oh, you know, I've succeeded, I'm on top of the world, and the next stage, oh, I failed, I'm the bottom of the world. It's, I mean, that's the Leo Virgo axis, and we all need to work with them to come into emotional balance. And the emotional balance is I get to dictate my emotional body. And I do that by being grounded, but by being rooted. Queen of Swords, seeing the bigger picture, knowing these intuitive hits happen when they happen. That's what the Tower card is. They happen when they happen. And if you haven't got it on a Tuesday, it doesn't mean to say by the Friday you're not going to have it. And we fall into too much mind when we try and push, rather than listening, regulating our body, being grounded, and just asking, what do I need to know? What do I need to know? And then we let it go. The answer always comes, because the mind is geared to ask questions, not have a solution. And when we ask the questions, it's very much that beautiful, open, very humble mind. The answers come to us because there's something about direction and maybe safety with the moon. Okay? My feeling is, if you've got a question, the answer's going to come. It's absolutely stunning reading. There's a lot of power in your relationships, and because you can't see it doesn't mean to say it's not there with the Magician. That's really powerful. I feel quite shaky, but in a good way, because there's so much empowerment here. And don't forget, the Leo Aquarius axis is what we're moving into. And there's an awful lot of sense of uncertainty in the world at the moment, and probably making peace as much as possible with that is the King of Cups. I control my emotion. I control my, you know, I'm saying this, Leo, in an hour's time I'll probably have a wobbly, because I'm just the same as you. Really powerful reading. I literally feel a little bit like, ooh, what's going on? Some of you have been really, really guided and directed here. Deep breath. So listen, guys, I failed awful in my 15-minute reading. Links below to my website, but also I'm doing a PayPal donation button, and it was someone suggested I do it just so we can keep the channel going. But I want to say I value your comments and your likes equally. I really do, and I really mean that, and it's incredibly genuine. But it's there. But if not, I just love it when you let me know what's going on for you. That gives me more fuel. Yeah. Anyhow, Leo, something incredibly powerful going on here. All the answers might not be revealed to you, and learning to sit with that and trusting that it will. We need to all trust that we're safe. We need to trust that we're guided, that we're going to know when it's time to know, and then we stop struggling. Yeah. And we allow the answers to come to us, and the mind's no longer our authority. Our intuition becomes our authority, which is the moon. That's also the Tower card. Extremely powerful reading. Anyhow, lots of love, Leo. Bye.